Welcome to today's explainer. Look, we're diving straight into a pretty painful reality today, the kind that keeps agency owners tossing and turning at night. You know the drill. You work incredibly hard to win a client. You deliver this stunning website, an absolutely brilliant campaign, and everybody's thrilled. High fives all around, right? But then, maybe 6 months down the line, that hard-earned client just walks out the door. And the absolute worst part, it usually has zero to do with your creative work or your strategy. It almost always happens over completely preventable technical issues. So today, we're going to unpack exactly how you can stop that from happening by using what we're calling the agency's secret weapon, white label WordPress maintenance, provided by dedicated partners like Viral Chili. So why do your best clients leave? It's a blunt question, I know, but the answer is usually hiding right in plain sight. Client retention is literally the heartbeat of any sustainable agency. When your clients start feeling neglected, or when they hit these frustrating technical walls with their websites, pages taking ages to load, or worse, the site just flat out breaking, they leave. And when they walk away because their tech broke down, it doesn't just cost you that predictable recurring revenue, it costs you all those valuable referrals they were going to send your way. Okay, let's dive into this. Here's our roadmap for the explainer. 1. The cost of lost clients. 2. 6 maintenance nightmares. 3. The white label solution. And 4. Smooth transitions and scaling. We've got a lot of ground to cover, so let's get right to it. Section 1. The cost of lost clients. Promises versus performance. This is where we look at that frustrating gap between what's promised on day one and the reality 6 months later. Losing a client hurts twice. Actually, scratch that. It's more of a triple threat. First, obviously, you lose that essential recurring revenue. But second, you lose their referral potential. And third, all that historical business knowledge you've built up together, poof, gone. Now, why does this happen? Usually, it's just because agencies struggle to deliver on the ongoing promise of keeping those sites running smoothly. The real culprits here are scope creep, limits on your staff's time, and this massive pileup of technical debt. Make no mistake, your clients definitely notice when their site starts getting slow, outdated, or vulnerable to attacks. Section 2. 6 maintenance nightmares, the technical pitfalls. Trying to handle all of this in-house? Well, it can turn into a nightmare pretty fast. 11,334. Just take a second to process that number. That represents the projected WordPress plugin vulnerabilities for the year 2025 alone. Nightmare number 1 is without a doubt security breaches. Clients are terrified of hacks, and for good reason. It puts customer data at risk, destroys their reputation, and the recovery costs are just astronomical. The problem is, most agencies simply don't have the bandwidth to monitor WordPress security 24/7. And here is the harsh reality. When a breach happens because of one of those 11,000 plus vulnerabilities, the client doesn't blame the hacker, they blame you. Nightmare number 2, website downtime and performance issues. $5,600. That is the catastrophic per-minute downtime cost for large enterprises. Every single minute a site is down is money pulled directly out of your client's pocket. For e-commerce or SaaS businesses, it's devastating. If you aren't monitoring things around the clock, you're flying blind until a very angry client calls you up. Honestly, preventing just one major outage pays for months of proper maintenance. Now, let's look at nightmares 3 and 4, which kind of feed into each other. First, deferred updates and technical debt. We all know WordPress, plugins, themes, they constantly need updating. But agencies often put this off. Maybe you're scared of breaking the live site, or you're just swamped with other client work. Eventually, the client realizes they're running on ancient software. Compounding that is silent communication. Agencies tend to go quiet between big projects. If you aren't proactively telling clients about the security and performance work you're doing, they just assume they've been abandoned. Rounding out the list, we have the final 2 nightmares. Inconsistent in-house quality is a huge one. When your go-to tech person leaves the agency, all their critical knowledge walks out the door with them, and your service quality swings wildly from month to month. And that pairs horribly with unpredictable budgeting. When you do maintenance in-house, costs are usually tied to emergencies. So your client gets a bill for $1,000 one month and $5,000 the next. That kind of chaos is incredibly frustrating for clients who just want a predictable budget. And this brilliantly illustrates why we need a new approach. Section 3. The white label solution, invisible support. Offloading this burden is exactly how you save your retention rates. So what is white label WordPress maintenance? It's exactly what it sounds like. It's having a dedicated partner, like the experts over at Viral Chili, who handle your updates, your security patches, and your backups completely invisibly. This solves the core issue by offloading all that heavy technical lifting to a specialized team, while your agency stays completely in control of the client relationship. The client gets flawless results, your internal team doesn't burn out, and the partner does the work entirely behind the scenes. Bottom line, you get all the credit.
The before and after here is just night and day. Think about it. In-house, updates are manual and constantly pushed back. But a partner like Viral Chili automates them, testing everything in a safe staging environment first and deploying fast rollbacks if anything goes sideways. Instead of just reacting to emergencies with hair-on-fire support, you're handing your clients proactive monthly reports that prove you've got their back. And instead of stressing over staff turnover, you instantly get standardized 24/7 redundancy. One technician logs off, another steps right in. No skipped beats.
Let's move to Section 4, Smooth Transitions and Scaling, the logistics. So the solution is out there, but how do you actually implement it without a massive headache? First up, let's talk numbers, because the cost structure here is highly affordable. You're generally looking at $50 to $150 a month for basic sites. If you have e-commerce or high-traffic sites, that's more like $200 to $500. And your complex enterprise setups will be $500 plus. Now, here is the genius business strategy for your agency. You purchase this maintenance at a wholesale cost, and then you resell it to your clients at a retail markup. It immediately improves your margins, gives your clients predictable costs, and secures a fantastic recurring revenue stream for you. Let's see how this builds, because handing off a site is surprisingly straightforward. It's literally just 3 steps. Step 1, you give the partner access to the hosting, database, and backups. Step 2, they go in, audit the site, flag any existing issues, and establish a baseline. Step 3, they take the wheel on scheduled updates and monitoring. That's the whole shebang. The timing is super flexible, and honestly, migrating a site usually takes less than a single week. Expand the maintenance contract, not your agency's overhead. You can scale up without hiring new developers. Listen, this isn't just some outsourced expense you have to swallow. This is a scalable, predictable profit center. As your agency grows and you land more accounts, your white label partner just scales right alongside you. You skip the whole headache of recruiting, hiring, and managing new in-house developers. You just expand your contract. It's an incredibly smart model that drives deep client loyalty while actively protecting your bottom line. So, we'll wrap up this explainer with one final provocative question for you to chew on. Are preventable technical problems costing your agency its best clients? Look, security breaches, crazy downtime, outdated software, poor communication, none of that has to plague your agency anymore. White label WordPress maintenance absorbs all of that friction so you can get back to what you actually do best, which is building client relationships and growing your business. Take a really hard look at your current setup today. It might just be time to bring in the secret weapon and partner up with experts like Viral Chili.